Super Apple Episode 3, Blue Ocean. The ocean stretched endlessly beneath the gray sky. Super Apple hovered above the waves, his red hair swaying with the wind as Talia's voice came through the communicator. Apple, your target is the sea mole, a giant creature that's been attacking trade routes. You'll find it near the western coast. Proceed carefully. Apple exhaled, adjusting his oxygen tank. Got it. I'll take it down. He dove into the cold, dark water. The deeper he went, the darker it became. His visor lit up the surrounding blue haze, revealing nothing but drifting sand, until the water ahead rippled unnaturally. Something enormous moved. The sea mole emerged, a massive, dark creature covered in rough scales, its claws long enough to pierce metal. It swam toward him with terrifying speed. Apple swung his fist, but underwater, his strength was sluggish. The mole easily dodged, slashing at his side. He twisted away, but one claw scraped against his oxygen tank, almost cracking it. Bubbles slipped out, and he immediately grabbed the leak, holding it closed. TCH, that was close. The mole lunged again. Apple tried firing apple seeds, but they slowed in the water, drifting uselessly. The mole's claws slashed past his head, one more hit and the tank would shatter. He kicked upward, breaking through the surface and flying out of the sea. The moment he caught his breath, he looked back down, thinking fast. It's faster in water, if I can trap it, the ocean below churned. The mole burst upward, its claws catching him midair. The force sent Apple flying backward, straight into a cargo ship nearby. He slammed through the hull, metal twisting around him. Ugh! He tried to get up, but the entire ship groaned under the impact. The mole dove back under, circling. The water around the ship began to swirl violently. Everyone, get out of here! Apple shouted, flying up and trying to lift debris. The crew scrambled, terrified. But before he could save even one person, the mole struck from below. The ship split open instantly. Wood, steel, and people were swallowed by the waves. The explosion of force sent Apple spinning through the air. No! He screamed, diving down again, trying to grab anyone, but it was too late. The wreckage sank beneath the red-tinged foam. He froze in the air, staring down, trembling. I caused this. The mole surfaced again, roaring, the sea boiling around it. Apple's sorrow turned to fury. You! He rocketed upward, fists clenched, then dived down with all his strength. The mole charged from below, claws open. They collided, the impact shaking the entire sea, sending a towering wave across the horizon. When the water finally calmed, the sea mole's body floated lifelessly on the surface. Apple hovered above, his body cut and bleeding, his vision blurry. The sea around him had turned red, some from the creature, most from himself. He pressed his communicator. Target, neutralized, his voice was hollow. Talia's voice came through softly. Understood. Return to base. But Apple didn't move yet. He just stared at the sinking wreckage, the place where dozens had vanished because of him. The waves rocked gently, as if mocking him. He whispered to himself, voice shaking, I was supposed to save them. The night air was cold when Apple returned to the agency. His boots echoed against the steel floor of the hangar as the automatic doors shut behind him. The bright lights above felt too harsh, too clean, like they didn't belong in the same world he'd just come from. His uniform was torn, soaked in seawater and blood. Metal Girl waited near the exit, eyes widening as she saw him. Apple, what happened? He didn't answer. He just walked past her. Talia appeared from the other side of the hall, holding a tablet. Mission complete? She asked. Apple stopped walking. His voice was low. Yeah, mission complete. Talia looked at him carefully. You're injured. Go get patched up. He turned toward her, his expression blank, but his eyes shaking. They died, Talia. The crew on that ship. I couldn't save any of them. There was a long silence. Even Metal Girl didn't say a word. Talia finally spoke. You did what you were ordered to. You stopped the threat. Sometimes, that's all a hero can do. Apple clenched his fists. But that's not enough, he shouted. His voice echoed across the empty hall. I was supposed to protect people, not watch them die. What kind of hero does that make me? Talia lowered her gaze slightly. A real one. He stared at her, speechless. She continued, her tone firm. Every mission has losses. It's part of the duty we carry. You think every hero saves everyone? No. The world doesn't work that way. Apple looked down, his shoulders trembling. Then maybe I don't want to be one. Metal Girl stepped forward cautiously. Apple, he shook his head. I thought being a hero meant saving lives. Making people smile. But all I did was destroy. I buried a monster and a whole ship with it. Talia took a step closer, her expression unreadable. You're still learning. Pain is part of growth. But you can't let guilt stop you, use it. That's how heroes become stronger. Apple said nothing. His hands slowly loosened, but his eyes stayed distant. That night, he sat alone in his quarters, the sound of the waves still echoing in his ears. He could still see the faces of the people he failed to save. The red water. The sinking ship. He looked at his reflection, at the stem on his head, his red hair, the face that now felt less human than before. Maybe I'm not meant to be a hero, he whispered to himself. End of episode 3.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for the next episode.